Folks, we need to pay much respect, give much thanks to this young man, John Sterling. He has taken ownership of updating what we call the 53-year spreadsheet. This was something I first created for myself a couple of years ago, and John has taken it to continually add data as time ticks by and as we collect more data points. So, Mr. John Sterling, I thank you. The audience thanks you. And give us a little tease before we bring it up. What's new? What's coming out? What are everybody about to see?
Well, what's new is the average increase over the course of 53 years for the median family income.
Mm-hmm.
The government hasn't come out with the latest data for 2022. I don't know what they're doing. They're sitting on their laurels.
I guess so. Exactly.
Anyway, so I came up with, I think, a very good average
Okay.
for the entire 53 years, and I used that as my number for 2022. I think that's going to be pretty close.
All right. All right. Very cool.
And the second thing I did was I updated the inventory.
Yeah, I saw that. That's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
Active
take a look at
listings.
those things and see what you think.
Very cool. Well, let's bring it up so people can see it. And you may see two flavors of this. There's one that if you go to my website, it's just there's no colors. John and I typically use the colors to highlight when you're below or above the average for that particular variable. But I didn't want to distract people. So if you go to the website, it is not going to have these colors, but you're free to add them. They're pretty easy to do. So where do you want me to go first, John?
Well, if you go over to the right where the averages are,
okay,
and then look at median family income, or you're on real right now.
Yeah, so median family income line 16.
Right.
Okay.
So the average, as you can see there, is $15.13 and 90 cents. That's for the entire 53-year period. So I used that period, that value to do an increase from 21 to 22, year 22.
Oh, so what you're saying is the average increase year to year is $1,500. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yes. And so that's how I come up with that $90,000 value that's sitting there.
All right. So you just add 1,500 to 88,590. You get, I think that's, I think that's reasonable. So you took a 53-year average, you added that. So, I think you'll be close. That makes sense. Okay.
So we hope it'll be close unless the government has done some strange things. Anyway,
which could happen. I actually think if I was a betting man, I would take the over, but not by much, right? I just like to look at things. I think this is a smart way to do it. I would take the over, but not by much, because I think we obviously had a year of inflation in 2022, which we both know, and we saw wage growth. It was at least at a nominal level a bunch. On a real level, it wasn't great. So these are nominal numbers for folks that are looking at this.
Okay, keep going over to the right.
Okay.
I'm in the midst of a new change. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Ooh, look at you. Whoop.
Yep, right there at the right, you see our data source links per line.
I like that. So again, we've had the data sources always here, but now you're adding them right to the row. That's genius. Thank you.
And you could see how many of them say calculated. So it's kind of interesting to look at it this way.
Yeah, I mean, total transactions, it's addition, right? It takes new home sales plus existing equals. So a lot of the calculations are just ordinary math. These are not sophisticated equations.
Excel makes it look that way, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I love that. That's very cool.
Yes. And then we got inventory.
Inventory. This was something people asked for. Now this is active listings, right? And it came from St. Louis Fed, it shows. So
yes, they just updated it. Oh, what does it say? April. Are we looking at the current one?
Yeah. So when I downloaded,
maybe I left it that way.
So it's supposed to say August. I can change that.
Yeah, it is August.
Okay. Oh, no worries. Now it says August. Look at that. So again,
Wonderful.
this goes back and yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
really
they
interesting
changed
if
a
we could
lot of
go.
their numbers.
Really?
Yeah, so I went through the whole thing, and it was only small
Oh,
amounts, maybe 50 here, 25 there, but they did change them.
you would think they'd be fixed after a while, but I guess not.
Yeah. And I says, oh boy, I'm gonna have to go through all these numbers, and I did them.
Wow, that's awesome. It would be really interesting to go back and not that you have to do this, but there's a lot of folks that don't understand where inventory was in like 2008, 9, and 10. When we were doing these mass foreclosures and short sales, active listings were over 4 million. 4 million.
Ooh,
So if we look at
wow.
that as kind of the peak, we're 15%, right? 669,000 may sound like a lot, but it's 15% of where we were in the last crisis. So, Lawrence Yun, the National Association of Realtors chief economist, had a quote the other day that says, in order to get a housing crash, we need mass supply. So if everybody wants to know what mass supply means, it means 4 million, 3.5 million. It does not mean 600,000 or 800,000. It means you need a wave of supply that just drenches demand, and we're not there today.
I don't see that happening anytime soon.
No, no.
If you look at the averages over there on the right,
Mm-hmm.
we're still half, less than
Yeah,
half of what we had in 2016.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing, I don't know if they have the data. The one that I've been playing with is days on market because I think inventory is going to increase this year, but it's not going to be because new listings, at least not a wave of new listings. It's going to be days on market that explodes. Logan from Housing Wire has this saying that housing is or we are in a savagely unhealthy market, and his metric is days on market. I think days on market could go from a teenager like 14 to over 40, and we could still have prices flat, and that's going to just drive people crazy.
7 to 8% interest rates are not helping much either.
No, exactly. Yeah. So I'm curious so let me see the data for 2023 because we're still collecting data from 22. It's pretty interesting. So where was interest rates? Yeah, interest rates were still 4% last year. It's going to be interesting. We might have an average interest rate of 6.8 for the year.
I think it's going to be 8.
I don't know if it'll be the average. It might be the peak, right? We're already in September, so it'd be hard to have an average of 8% in 23. Um, oh, I see what you're saying. Average. I got you. So you're talking average over the 53-year series.
Mm-hmm.
That, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I was just referring to 2023 standalone.
Oh,
Um,
I see. Yeah.
yeah, I love how you have all these averages here. Um, let me just look at this. So the
Oh, it's a wealth
average,
of information, isn't it?
yeah. So we've averaged for 53. Think about this. We averaged 53 years, 4.8 total transactions, and I think 2023 is going to be probably something around that number. But next year, 2024, it's going to be low 4 million. So when was the last time we did 4 million? When was the last time we did 4 million? Let's see. Actually, let's do it this way. Oh, if we did
2011.
4, yeah, 2011. That's actually more recent than I thought. Oh, wow. Look at that new home sales. Ooh, 300 units. What was the peak for new home sales? So in 2020, we did 800. What was the peak? Actually, I think we have the peak somewhere. Highs and lows. Oh, we didn't put that in there. No, we didn't. What was the peak for new home sales? So right now the peak's 831.
You look over to your right, and you got the max and min and
Oh, you
max
do.
numbers.
Oh, we do. Oh, sorry about that. See, look at all these things. Oh, wow. 1.2 million. When the heck do we do that? 25. That makes sense. 2005. Yeah, this is when there were so many mom and pop builders, all of that, and then it just crashed to 300,000. Wow, it fell
Transactions
80%.
went through the floor.
Yeah. We did a total of 8. I didn't realize we did 8.3 million total transactions in 2005. 50% of those deals had those adjustable rate mortgages, teaser loans, and neg am loans, and all that garbage. was bad. Bad.
Never. Never.
Yeah.
You're going to end up with a liability.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see. How fast did it take for the, so we said 90 grand we think is going to be the average income for 2022. When was it 45 grand? How long did it take on a nominal basis to double? So let's call it 97, 98, something like that. So that's 25 years. I guess that's what I'd expect. Yeah. Real wages. That's the real thing. Real wages. Real wages for 22 have got to be negative. Yeah, they're negative. Oh, wow. They're significantly negative. Whew.
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. This is the number that I think turns positive, probably in 23, but certainly 24 and 25. We have to have real wage growth. The only way we fix housing, John, is, in my opinion, is if real wage growth grows for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And I'm
You know
not
what
talking below
this
trend. It has got to be above trend. Sorry.
you know what this spreadsheet's telling us?
No.
That after 53 years,
Yeah.
there's a 0.34% average increase in wages for the entire 53 years.
In real, that's crazy in real terms. And what is the real home appreciation? Real home appreciation is 2%.
Yeah.
Wow, think about that. So your average income goes up by, 0.5% rounding. Homes go up 2%. And that's because of debt, right? Because again, nobody pays cash for homes. So I guess that makes sense. It's a leverage. Yeah, it's almost like you can use inflation to get rich. I wish somebody told me that.
Yeah, I think there's a t-shirt out there
Yeah,
about
I think
that.
there is a t-shirt out there. Like inflation is a feature, not a bug. Yeah, this is pretty amazing. So, anything else you want to talk about this? I will have the team load this to the website probably later today or tomorrow so people can get the latest and greatest. But any
Yes,
other
that's
thoughts as we wrap it up?
you see what I'm working on is that stuff on the right there.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to make it more user friendly.
Yeah, and I think adding what you did here on the far right, adding the links directly to the main spreadsheet is genius. Is
Well,
genius. So
thank you
thank
very
you for that.
much. I just
All
looked
right.
at it and said, yeah, that might be cool.
There you go. Well, very cool, John. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. We've got one more goodie to surprise people with, but we'll leave that for video number 2. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.